Ayan, okay class. So I have a question before we start. So what is the first sound you heard this morning? And grade 8. When you wake up, what is the first sound that you heard? Sige, let me ask someone. Rancy. Yes, Bojol? Ano yun, Bojol? Yes, what is the first sound you heard this morning when you wake up? Okay, sound ng electric fan. How about Fred? Oh, Fred. Okay, sound ng car. How about Dashley? What is the first sound you heard this morning? Ayan, ginigising ka na ni Lola or ni Mommy. Okay, probably someone wake you up o kaya yung inyong mga alarm clock. Ayan, nag-alarm ba pag umaga? Ayan, so, one of the most common type of wave is the sound wave. So this energy is carried to our ears and stimulate the sensation of sound through sound waves. Meron tayo sound waves, and we have different mediums kung saan nagpa-pass through o nadaan ang waves to carry those vibration para makapunta doon sa kanyang receiver o doon sa kanyang pupuntahan. Okay, this medium that carries the energy to the ear is the air that surround us. Diba? We have different medium or the matter itself. Mga states of matter, we have solid, liquid, and gas. And air belongs to gas. So, siya ay medium. Yeah. So, we have three important components in the production of sound. The first one is the vibrating body. So, meron tayong nag-set ng vibration by an external force. So, meron tayong vibrating body. The second one is the medium. The medium transmits the energy from the source of sound. Ayan ang medium natin na pwedeng solid, liquid, or gas. And the third one is the receiver. Receiver natin, which is our ear. Ayan, ating ears, kung saan natin naririnig yung mga sounds. So that is the chapter 3 ng ating lesson. So lesson 5, we have the sound waves. So sounds requires a medium to travel, such as solid, liquid, or gas to carry disturbance. So do you think, is it possible that the sound or the sound wave to travel in a vacuum? Sa tingin nyo, makakapag-travel ba ang sound sa vacuum? What do we mean by vacuum ba? Yung ba yung panlinis, teacher? Ayan, okay, very good. Example yan ay yung ating space. So, ano siya? Null siya, wala siyang air. Siya ay yung katulad ng mga object, walang matter doon sa walang air doon sa kanyang area, doon sa lugar na yun. Ayan, so sound requires a medium to travel. Ito example is, we have the source, ang kanyang medium ay air. So when we speak, yun yung ating medium, yung gas. And the receiver, yan, yung ating ears. Maririnig natin yung sound, yung kinikwento sa atin ng ating sample, best friend, kinikwento sa atin ng ating, yung sinasabi ni teacher, sinasabi ng ating mga parents. Ayan. However, the speed of the disturbance depends upon the elasticity of the medium or yung substance na naging pathway ng sound waves. So, the higher the elasticity of the substance, mas mabilis ang movement ng vibration. So, now we will talk about the speed of sounds. I-discuss natin yung speed ng sound in different mediums. Okay, so, there are factors that affect the speed of sound. So, we have here 3 factors. Ayan. Meron tayong 3 factors. Ito pala, the sound produced by the bell cannot be heard since sound cannot travel through a vacuum. So, hindi siya makapag-travel. Kailangan meron tayong mediums like solid, liquids, and gas. Mabalikan natin tong slide na to. Ayan. So, factors that affects the speed of sound. Number 1 is density. We have elasticity and temperature. So, ito yung mga factors na nakaka-apekto sa sa speed ng sound. Nag-choppy ba, class? Nag-choppy ba? Hindi, dire-diretso. Hindi kayo gumagalaw eh. Ayan. Okay, so the first one is density. What do we mean by density? Okay, density is the mass per unit volume. Whereas density of the substance is its mass per unit volume. So what do we mean by the density? Ayan, so it is how tightly packed matter is. So, example we have here, the amount of mass in a given space. So, gaya nito, yung gas, liquid, and solid. Solid is more dense. O more dense doon sa liquid and gas. Kasi mas pack yung kanyang matter. Ayan, mas mabigat siya doon sa dalawang mediums. So, the denser the substance, pag mas dense ang substance natin or ang ating medium, mas mabilis mag-transfer ang sound. Na kung mapapansin nyo, solids, mas mabilis mag-transfer ang sound. O magbukbuk ka lang ng table. Try mo lang itap yung table. Yan. So, maririnig mo kaagad yung sound. Unlike doon sa ating dalawa pang mediums. So, solid materials can transmit sound better than liquids and gases because there's distances between the molecules. The distance between the molecules are tiny. So, yan, dikit-dikit na nga halos yung mga molecules sa solid substances or mediums. Yan. So, anong nangyayari sa kanila? Lalo na pag nagiging excited yung mga yan, the molecules collide very quickly. Kaya mas mabilis mag-transfer ang waves o sound waves. So, in the same way, syempre, mas dense si liquid kay gas. Liquid is denser than gases. Ayan. Example, narinig nyo na. Have you heard the sound underwater like two stones hitting each other? Ayan, kung may naririnig nyo yun, the sound created by the stones is louder underwater than the sound of the same stones colliding above water. So, mas malakas yung nasa liquid na medium kaysa doon sa nasa gas. O doon sa, example, air. Ayan, mas mabilis yung, or mas malakas yung sound na napoproduce ng medium. Okay, ayan. Next is elasticity. Okay, elasticity is the ability of a body to resist a distorting influence or deforming influence. Or deforming force. Ayan. And elasticity or the elastic objects can return to its original size and shape pag nawala na yung force. So when the influence of or force is removed. Ayan. So example natin dito, we have here a rubber band. Ayan, it's ability of an object or material to resume to its normal shape after being stretched or compressed. And so, yan ang elasticity. Okay, so it is concerned whenever atoms vibrate. So, kapag mas malapit the closer the particles, the greater the disturbance created. And the faster the transmit of energy sa particles. Ayan. So, the more elastic, mas elastic siya, the more siya the least na siya ay dense. Okay? Nagiging less dense siya. Ayan. And the faster the speed of sound. So, balikan nga natin yung slide kanina, teacher. May slide tayo na skip. Ayan. So, here are some mediums or materials and their speed of sound. So, meron silang value. So, ayan ay ang kanyang value ay velocity, meter per second. So, rubber, 60 meter per second. Air at 40 degrees Celsius. Discuss natin yung temperature later. Yan, 355 meter per second. Air at 20 degrees Celsius, we have 343. Lead, ito mga solid na 1,210. Ang gold ay 300 to 40. Ang glass, 400, 540. Ang copper natin ay 4,000. Wait lang. Na-disconnect si Gab. Okay lang, ayan. Recorded naman itong lesson natin. Ayan, and the aluminum is 6,320. So, ito yung speed of sound sa mga materials na to or medium na ito. Okay? Ayan. Gab? Okay, so this lesson is recorded. Huwag ka nang mag-alala kung hindi ka makahabol. Kasi wala rin si Eman, kaya ni-record ko yung ating lesson. Okay, so let's return to the next slide. Ayan, so yung mga value na nakita nyo kanina, magagamit yan sa problem solving na i-discuss natin later on. Okay, so next is temperature. Teka. Ayan, temperature. So what do we mean by temperature? It's an objective comparative measure of hotness or coldness. So when there's kinetic energy, heat is formed. So when the particle of an object absorbs more heat, mas mabilis ang movement ng particle. So as you can see, we have to determine the speed of sound in air, meron tayong gagamiting formula. Balik tayo dito. Ito naman yung formula for velocity of sound in large volumes of solid or liquid. So, pakisulat ito. Ayan. Velocity is equals to the bulk modulus of the medium. We have there the Newton per meter squared. And the density. Ayan. Hindi yan P, pabaligtad na D yan. That is the symbol for density. density of the medium, which is kilogram per meter cube. Ayan. Yan ang ating density. Yan. And to determine the velocity of sound through a solid rod, ito naman ang ating gagamitin. We have a velocity of sound through solid rod, meter per second is equals to E, or the Young's modulus of elasticity. Same unit ng bulk modulus. And we have also the density of the medium. Yung gagamitin nating formula, solid or liquid medium and the solid rod. Okay. And the next one, may nakopya ba? Class, hello? Gab, naririnig ako, Gab? Gab? Naririnig mo si teacher?
Papa.
Ayan. Sorry. Okay. Okay, next is the formula for speed of sound in air. Ito naman ang sa air class. We have the velocity is equals to the initial velocity at 0 degrees Celsius for air. Okay, so ang speed of sound ng 0 degrees Celsius ng air ay 331.5 meter per second. Yun ang 0 degrees. Iba rin ang value ng 20 degrees, diba? 334. Ayan, and we have, ipa-plus natin siya sa 0.60. Temperature in Celsius. And, yan, meter per second. Then V is the velocity of sound. Ang unit niya ay meter per second. So that is for air. Sa area na formula. And kung other gases naman, we have this formula. We have the velocity equals the square root of the adiabatic constant, which means the free expansion of gas. We also have R, or the universal gas constant, which is 8.314 joules per mole. Yan. And we have T, the absolute temperature. Ang unit niya ay Kelvin, hindi Celsius. Kelvin ang kanyang unit. And we also have the molecular weight of the gas, which is kilogram per mole ang unit, and letter V is the velocity of sound. Okay, ayan yung mga units. Kung hindi nyo nasundan, nandyan yun sa inyong mga book, page 51 and 52. Yun yung inyong gamitin na unit sa ating mga formula. Okay, so this is how we get the velocity, speed ng sound through different mediums. Sige, balikan natin. Ito. And ito yung sa solid or liquid. Velocity is equal to K over the density. Ayan. Sa solid rod, we have the velocity is equal to E over the density of the medium. And sa temperature, And velocity of speed of sound in air. Siyempre, lagi tayo magdedepende sa temperature. And ano siya, naka-Celsius ang kanyang unit. We have the initial velocity. And we have the temperature in Celsius, which is 0.60. Ayan. Ito yung sa air and other gases. So, V is equal to square root of E RT over M, the molecular weight of gas. Okay, questions? Sige, try natin sa mga sample kung paano gamitin yung mga formula na binigay ni teacher. Ayan, mamaya na yan. Okay, sample 5.1. Sige, try natin. Please read. Anne. Hello, nandiyan ba si Anne? Sino na naman ang nag-left? But 13 na lang tayo dito. Hello, naririnig mo kami, Anne? Mukhang walang microphone si Anne. Sige, let's have Bojol. Please read. Babasahin lang. Sample 5. Page 52. You can open your books. Ayan. So, meron tayong tatlong given na binigay sa problem. So, we have fireworks exploding. Narinig siya ng observer 6 seconds after the explosion. Okay, so ano yung distance from the location of the explosion to the observer? And we have the temperature of 25 degrees Celsius. So, ano man ang mga given natin, class? Sige, Fred. Ano yung mga given? Given. Page 52. Given na lang, Fred, ang sasabihin mo. Anong basa doon? Yes. Temperature in Celsius. Okay, and yeah. How do you read that? That is initial velocity. Now we have Ayan. So, we have time, 6 seconds. We have the temperature in Celsius, 25 degrees Celsius, and initial velocity of 331.5 meter per second. So, hanapin natin ay D. Yan. So, paano hanapin ang D o yung distance? So, we will use velocity is equals to distance over time. So, ang velocity natin, yan, multiply muna natin. Ang initial velocity plus 0.60 and the temperature in Celsius. Sige, ano yung initial velocity natin? We have 331.5. Then, multiply natin siya kay 331.5. Yung 331.5 plus 0.60. Sige, multiply. Try nyo multiply. What's your answer? Ayan, ang hinanap natin ay D. Ang meron tayong given is temperature in Celsius and initial velocity. So, makuha na natin si letter B. Ayan. Anong nakuhang answer, class? 331.5 plus 0.60. Ilan? Ayan. Ang ginawa mo muna ay, pwede rin to, 0.60 divide, ay multiply nyo kay 25. Ayan, makuha nating sagot ay 15 meter per second. Ayan, plus 331.5. Nakita naman, we have 300. Sige, ilan? Ayan, we have 346.5. So, we are looking for the distance. So, we will use velocity equals distance over time. So, dahil wala yung distance, pwede nating ibahin yung formula. Ayan. Pwede natin siyang gawing distance is equals to the velocity times time. Ayan. So, 346.5 meter per second times 6. Ayan, lumabas na yung ating value which is 2,079 meter, or pag kinonvert natin sa kilometer, we have 2.079 kilometers. Ayan, so yan yung isang example. So same with, ito, baligtad naman tong sample 2. Ang magkapareha si sample 2 tsaka si sample 3. So kay sample 2, ayan, ang hinahanap naman dyan ay time. So, same. Example dito, ang given natin, we have 3 kilometers na distance. Ayan, and we have 18 degrees Celsius as our temperature and the initial velocity of 331.5 meter per second. Yan, multiply lang uli natin si 331. Iba plus pala. 0.60 times 18 degrees. Yun naman yung ating temperature. Ayan, 0.60 times 18. Ilan ang 0.60 times 18? May nakapag-solve ba? $300. Ayan, 10.8 plus 300, 31.5. Ayan, lumabas na yung result which is 342.3. Okay. Ayan, paano natin makukuha naman yung time? Same, we can revise the formula na V is equals to D over T. Ayan, gawin natin T is equals to D over V. Ayan, kaya meron tayong 300 meters. Yan ang ating unit. So, convert natin si 3 kilometers sa 1,000 meters. Ayan, kaya siya naging 3,000 meters. And then, i-divide natin dun sa ating velocity which is 42.3 meter per second. That's why we got 8.76 seconds. Yan. Ang number ng sample 3 ay same with sample 2. Time din ang kanya hinahanap. Ayan. So, questions. Ang sample 1 natin ay same with sample 4. Ayan. Yun yung kapag hinahanap niyo yung distance or time, you can use those formula. Ayan. Yung gamit natin is the formula for the speed dun sa air. Okay, questions dun sa unang 4 na samples. Nandiyan pa grade 8? Tanong. Hello? Nasundan? Nasundan yung nasa book? Ayan, okay. Ayan, so number 5 naman, meron ang given naman dito ay density. So, mapapansin ninyo, ito ay sa glass. And so, ito, meron tayong given ng K, which is the bulk modulus of the medium and density. So, kung sa glass, simple lang, pag hinahanap natin yung velocity, kunin lang natin yung given, ayan, yung given ng K. Natandaan nyo lang yung unit para alam nyo kung ano yung ilalagay nyo dun sa formula. So, si K ay Newton per meter squared, while the density is kilogram per meter cube. Okay? Ayan, so, kunin nyo lang yung given, and then, divide nyo lang. And you will get the velocity. Ito yung nasa ilalim. So, you can use calculators pag magsasolve tayo ng mga problem solving. Okay, so, mapapansin nyo, malalaki yung value ng bulk modulus and the density. We have here 3.70 times 10 raised to 10 and 2.6 times 10 raised to 3. So, you can use your calculators to get the answer. Ayan. So, ito, meron ditong simplified na yung form, tapos itong isa ay ito yung mas mahabang answer. Ayan. Pero dun tayo sa simplified form. Yun yung ating susundin. So, same here with sample 6. Pares lang sila, no? Sample 5, when we look for the velocity of glass or the lead rod. This one, ang gamit naman dito is Young's modulus. Same, you will copy the given. Ganun din ang kanyang given. And then, ano lang siya, i-divide to get the answer of the velocity. Okay, questions, class? Sure, nakasunod? Ayan, so tandaan nyo lang yung unit. Remember the units. And where will you put the given on the formula para mahanap nyo yung nawawalang value o yung hinahanap ng problem. Okay? Okay. Questions? Okay, sure. Yan, kung wala na kayong tanong, please answer this as your offline seat work. On page 56. Ayan. And then next meeting, we will continue with sound level. Tsaka tayo magpa-problem solving ulit. And sama natin tong sound waves. We will include this one. Sige. Meron din, Kenzo. Ayan, just write and remember those formula. Sulat nyo sa isang papel. Para kung ano yung makita nyo sa given, you will just apply nyo na lang yung given na nakalagay based on its unit. So, tandaan nyo yung mga units na binigay and yung mga units na nasa book ninyo para tama yung value na ilalagay nyo dun sa formula. Okay ba yun? Ayan, nakopya na ang inyong seat work. Okay, so kung wala na kayong tanong, please wait for your next teacher. Next meeting natin ay Friday. So, Friday, we will have sound level. Yun naman ang ating topic. Okay, so kung wala na kayong tanong,